Hope everybody's doing well today. My name is Darwin. I live in Scottsdale. I like to do real estate, and I also do these videos to help other people in the business. Today's topic, just so you understand, is about skip tracing, okay? This is a controversial subject. I want you to understand that I know this from working in the industry for several years. I know some of the owners and operators of these businesses, and you need to just believe me when I tell you that this is how it works. It is an incredibly profitable industry. They operate under a different set of parameters, and so just full disclosure, this video might make some people mad because they don't know that this is going on, okay? The first thing I want to say is that you need to check all of your local laws before you get into this because they're governed differently. What you can do with this information is different, and I don't want anybody getting in trouble or getting fined or even worse, okay? So what I'm going to do today in this video, probably take about 10, 12 minutes. I'm going to explain to you how these skip tracing sites work, okay? You're going to see a lot of people on social media, a lot of the bigger names. You're going to, the phrase that's being kicked around right now is that data is king, okay? What this means is that as a wholesaler or as a seeker of off-market properties, what you need is the contact information of property owners in a given location, okay? So this is how it works. Information in the US, for the most part, is controlled by the big three credit bureaus. Everyone knows this. We all have a credit report whenever you bought a car, bought a house, or anything else, but you're familiar with them, okay? The big three credit bureaus are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right? They're the ones who come up with the FICO models. Everyone uses them. They control that information, okay? What they also have are billions and billions and billions and billions of data lines on everything else about people, okay? What that means is phone numbers, personal information, the whole 9 yards. Back when we were doing this full time and I had access to this database right here, TLO, I pulled my own file just for fun, and I am not a very interesting person. Haven't been to jail, haven't really done anything crazy. My TLO file was 35 pages long of information, okay? It included license plates of cars that I'd owned. It included where I went to school. It included family members, included their family members' social security numbers. It's a very, very wide net that these people cast. And I've seen it. I actually kept a copy for myself just because I felt the need to have that, okay? So this is on one end. These are the big three credit bureaus. They have a ton of information out there. Now we're going to move to the other end, which is a site you might have seen at some point. This is the newest explosion in the wholesaling industry. What it is these are skip tracing websites where you can upload a list of property owner names and addresses that you obtain from all types of different places, and you can get their phone numbers, okay? What I'm going to explain in this video is how this process works and how it's done, and also some of the questionable practices around it, which I don't love, okay? And again, I was involved with this for quite a while. I don't own these sites. This is just information. Do with it what you will. So to the trade. These are the sites you like to see. One I know of is batchskiptracing.com. There's REI skip tracers. There's Property Radar. There's a lot of these out there. If you Google, REI skip tracing or a similar search, you can have a lot of them pop up. But let me tell you how they work, okay? These websites have contractual agreements with what are called primary data wholesalers. Primary data wholesalers buy people's personal information directly from the big three credit bureaus. They can buy credit histories, power bills, cell phone bills, anything else you can think of that is any type of a credit agreement, these guys have their hands on. They can build profiles on people, and a lot of this information is federally regulated, okay? The way this works is this. These are three of the big ones that I know of. So TLO right here is a database that a lot of people in the real estate wholesale industry use. It's owned by TransUnion. We used it at the first office where I worked with a lot of success. Its data is very accurate. It's expensive. It requires you to have a site visit. So the people from TLO come out and they're going to inspect your office. They're going to check your computers for passwords because you have the ability to access the personal information, which is federally regulated, of literally anyone, okay? TLO is what law enforcement uses. If a cop pulls you over, they can TLO all your information and literally get a complete profile on you at the touch of a button. It's crazy powerful, okay? One of the other ones is called Informian. Informian is the industrial arm of the website peoplefinders.com. I don't know if you've ever heard of People Finders. I'll put a link to it down here. But Informian is their industrial arm that is a primary data wholesaler from the credit bureaus to other people, okay? Informian is the same thing. They can pull social security numbers, they can pull all types of information, and they are highly, highly regulated, okay? That's what I can't stress enough, is that this is a regulated industry. The third one that I know of, I'm sure there are a couple of others, but the third big one in the industry is called Delve Point. Pretty nondescript website. They're based out of Florida. They know everything, okay? So getting a Delve Point account, and there's a lot of different tiers and a lot of different possibilities here, but these are the big guys that are gonna sell to these sites where you're gonna go pay retail, okay? Now, for the record, getting an account set up with one of these primary wholesalers is very doable. If you're doing a decent amount of wholesaling, if you're doing 50 to 80,000 data lines a month, I'll explain to you how much money these websites are making off of you right this second, okay? They pay some of the bigger coaching names to plug their sites because they make 10 times more money selling you data services than they ever do wholesaling. And I can assure you that that's a fact. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna find one of these sites and you've got your cute little list that you've bought from somebody else and you wanna skip trace all these property owners. You're gonna jump on this site, you're gonna jump on batch skip tracing or REI skip tracers or property radar, whatever else, and you're gonna put in an order, okay? So you're gonna upload your spreadsheet, right? So most of the time this comes in a CSV, which is a comma separated value sheet. You're gonna upload a CSV, it's gonna calculate, it's gonna charge you some money. Most of the industry rates I'm seeing right now, if you're doing a lot of volume, you're as cheap as 17 cents a record. If you're not doing very much, I've seen it as high as 35 cents a record. That's for each line of the spreadsheet, okay? So one record is one person's name, one property address, and then you're gonna get back one phone number. So that's what that's gonna cost you. This order is uploaded to their website. It's gonna go into their server. Most of these guys use VAs. They should be located stateside. I don't know that for a fact, so you're welcome to ask them just for compliance issues. But there'll be a VA somewhere that's going to process that order. So what the VA is going to do is it's going to take your order. It's going to log on to their account with one of these primary wholesalers, and they're basically going to act like you, uploading your sheet. These primary wholesalers are going to fill in their information. They're going to charge that website somewhere from 5 to 15 cents a record, okay? I know this because I used to run an Informian account. In another business that I had for a little while, we needed Informian. So Informian cost me about a nickel per record on a spreadsheet. So that's the rate that these guys are paying for this skip trace information. And the average person is fairly able to get an Informian account. Delve Point has got some industry minimums. They want a guaranteed spend of about $10,000 a month. So if you're gonna deal with Delve Point, you better have some deep pockets, because those boys want 10,000 bucks a month and they need you to guarantee that for a year. A lot of money. So what's happening is they're buying from primary wholesalers at 5 cents. They're processing your order. It's gonna come back down from their server here to the VA, and then it's gonna come over to you, okay? And that's how these sites work, is that they're charging you money. They take it back to their primary, so they're making money by having this account. By having this account, they've got a server to take your order, they've got a payment processing system, and they've got someone that they're paying to log on to these databases, which are a little weird. It's not an average user interface. They're taking that 5 cents that they pay these guys, and they're turning it into 17 to 35 cents on your dime. And that's how they're making money on these sites, and the money they're making is massive. It's absolutely massive. It's way more than anything that you're making in wholesale real estate, I can assure you, because the volume that they're doing is so big, okay? So this is how it works. I'm not trying to blow the whistle on anybody. This is literally just information, but if you're gonna get into the wholesale real estate game, these guys are gonna be all over you, pushing you to buy leads and buy data and buy all of this other stuff. And I just want you to understand their motivations and what is possible. If you're a small-time person, you don't do that many records, by all means, go pay retail. It's not a big deal. It's not a big line item. But I really, really want you to take away from this video that these people who own these sites have a very different set of motivations than it would appear. They want you to come into the real estate wholesaling business, which right now is very crowded. The margins are very low. It is doable, for sure. But they are going to make way more money selling you this data than you ever are going to be making flipping houses. And that's just the reality of it. So anyway, I hope this has helped. If you've got questions, the best way to get me with a question is to head on over to Quora.com. I'll put a link to my profile here in the show notes. But this is how this industry works. If you want to throw something up in the comments, always welcome to hear it. Please keep it nice. There's just way too much bad stuff in the world for us to contribute to it. So let's keep everything civil. But again, this is pulling back the curtain on the Wizard of Oz, and sometimes people get a little bit grumpy. Anyway, hope that helped. Have a great day. Go get some work done.